This is the fifth Mishnah of the seventh Perek. Indeed, it's the last Mishnah of the seventh Perek, and it's going to conclude our discussion of the Zimun process. Perek Zayin Mishnah Hey. Shtei Chavurot Shahayu Ochlot B'Vayit Achad. What's the case? You have two groups of people, Shahayu Ochlot, that were eating B'Vayit Achad in one house. It's kind of like if you have people eating in your kitchen and people eating in your dining room. So you could imagine such a scenario. They're not in the same room, but they're in the same house. So Bizman shemiktzatan ro'in elu et elu, at a time where some of the people in, let's say our case, the kitchen, see some of the people in the other room, let's say the dining room, not that all see all, but that even some of the people see some of the people, hare elu mitzdarfin lezimun. These people are mitzdaref. They combine to make a zimun. Meaning, if let's say you had 5 people eating in the kitchen and 5 people eating in the dining room, so that would make 10. They could say nevarech lalokenu, as discussed in previous Mishnayot. So if one of the people at the head of the table in the kitchen, so one of the people at the head of the table in the dining room, that would combine the two. That would be a connector, and then they could recite Birkat Hamazon with the Zimun, and even reciting the elevated Zimun text of Nevarech Lalokenu. But Ve'im Lav, but if they don't have some of the people seeing each other from the different rooms, Elu Mezamnin Latzman, Ve'elu Mezamnin Latzman. Each group will recite the Zimun by themselves. So in our previously stated case, if you have 5 and 5, 5 in the kitchen, 5 in the dining room, each one would recite the basic text of Nevarech without Lalokenu, because I only have 5. And here we have a final different final statement, but it's a little bit of different nature. Previously stated, I believe it was Mishnah Gimel, that the halacha is that when you recite the zimun, it should be done over a cup of wine or grape juice, and at the end of the benching, one would recite the Hagefen or Hagafen text, Borei Pri Hagafen for Ashkenazim and Borei Pri Hagefen for Sfaradim. The question that's going to be attacked here is that the wine they used to drink was a tad different than ours. It was more like syrup, which was diluted. For those who've been in Israel, it's like petel, where you have the syrup, you pour in, a tenth of the cup of syrup, and then you pour water in it to make it edible or drinkable. Their wine was similar. They had a very diluted wine, and in order to make it edible or drinkable, you would pour water and then mix the water and the syrup together. So the Mishnah is going to deal with whether the wine which has not been diluted yet is indeed worthy of having a bracha recited over it. So the Mishnah concludes the Perek, Ein mevarchim al hayayin ad sheyitein letocho mayim. Divrei Rabbi Eliezer. One may not recite a bracha on wine, meaning on the syrup of the wine, until you put into that syrup water. Meaning, you can only recite the Borei Pri Hagefen or Borei Pri Hagafen on edible or drinkable wine. It's been diluted with water. That's the opinion of Rabbi Eliezer. V'chachamim omrim, the Chachamim say no, mivarchim, even if it has not been diluted, one could still recite the bracha of Borei Pri Hagafen. And so concludes Perek Zayin of Masechet Brakhot.